Finna show y'all something called economic disapproval versus approval. And I'm gonna show you how they're using propaganda to twist the minds of, like I said, economic disapproval versus approval. I'm not old enough, quote unquote, not old enough to run for president, but I have more sense and knowledge than what's going on right now. So we're gonna look at these presidents. We're gonna look at all of them in a bunch that have been trying to fight and run for president. They're using approval versus disapproval in economic matters, and not using total conscious of wisdom and sense. So we have all these presidents. They're not even okay. They're giving good points. They're giving knowledge on situations. But you know what they're doing the most that the society is starting to pick up on and starting to eat up and real deal try to tune their mind into is real deal. They're politically boxing. And they're gonna call it fighting for your life or fighting for the truth. This isn't real, you feel me? Facts that matter. And I'm not running for president. I'm gonna just overstand on what they're saying and what they're doing, and I'm gonna make y'all more aware, so y'all can actually have factors of understanding your being and understanding the being of the world that's actually gonna be wants to feed you in these next upcoming moments. So if we look at all these presidents, they're not giving total conscious of wisdom. They're not giving total conscious of understandings. They're looking at what this president is doing, this president is doing, this president is doing, and they're basically saying, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this though. Okay, look at Abraham Lincoln. I'm not gonna sit here and compare no one to me, because this is how I move on a more total conscious math, total formality of actually understanding and being. We look at Abraham Lincoln's speech. Abraham Lincoln give off. He's letting you know we all should have equal matter. We all should have a conscious understanding of what's going on. We all should have total boundaries, total upraising, total confrontation, total, you feel me, balance of legislative to actually have, you feel me, a forward movement in this economic situation. And it's more like, how can we gain the media mass? How can we gain their attention? Because I'm gonna give it to you blunt, we don't really need a president, but since there's already terms, we might as well, you know. And they said it doesn't make sense if we understand that we don't need a president, but we all want to be in power. So how can we all be in power and, you know, we all be a part of the next sayings, the next doings? Like, how can we all adjust the media? We don't actually, you feel me? Like they said, we don't need a president, but how can we all put our power into the world and feel powerful, you know? At least have somebody see us and be like, oh, they ran for election. I had somebody vote for me. And I'm like, huh, you voted for this, but I'm the one that told this president right here, hey, put this into place and put that into place. And then we're gonna argue, and whoever has the best argument, we're still gonna have each other's opinion, still have each other's power tweak into the power system of the White House, into the power system of the total congruency. Now let's look at Biden, Kamala, Trump, whoever else is running. I'm basically looking at it with a third eye ear. I'm looking at it. I'm like, hold on, something ain't right. You know, that's the best time to see when it's danger. When you look at it from a side eye, you be like, something told me, pulling my attention right here. Like, what's going on? So if you look at the total situation, they're giving up and down points that they already placed in factor. So Trump, 2020, he said, I'm gonna give better jobs. I'm gonna close out anybody else taking your job. And it makes sense, because he said, I'm gonna take out anybody else trying to take your jobs. And I'm also gonna help the society with court systems, jail system, legal systems. I'm gonna help that right there. Now we go to Biden. He starts raising the money, but he's saying it's needed. So he's basically showing like, look, we're taking sacrifices for y'all, you know, for a later outcome. So now we have our mindset on, oh, Biden, he is doing something great, and for later situations it may seem greater, but he's still taking away a lot of our money. And Trump said he was gonna, you feel me? Trump said he was gonna, you know, give us more money back. He was gonna give us more opportunities. He's gonna make the society better. So guess what Biden just did? He opened up free, you feel me? Free observe sites. He's starting to drop the prices. You feel what I'm saying? So, but first he raised them. So basically y'all dislike Trump in an argument, in a real deal political battle, social battle. More people dislike Trump than Biden. Biden was more cool-headed, wasn't getting caught into too much stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But even though they say, look, Trump got in trouble with the mask by saying something out of his mouth. Now, Biden's son got in trouble by doing something behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? But guess, like I said, everything will come to the light. So Trump did something, came to the light. Biden's son did something, came to the light, but not Biden. So when we look at Kamala Harris and Trump, Biden, like, man, you know what? It seems like this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just drop out of the race and being reelected, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it to my vice president, Kamala. And now Kamala, she's like, okay, I'm gonna just stand on both of these. I'm gonna have a clear mind. I'm gonna keep all my, you feel me? I'm not gonna be too perfect, but I'm gonna make sure I have the most perfect sense above all the candidacy in the last 8, 12 to 16 years. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure I can be able to real deal piggyback off Obama. But what is like I said, what is the real legislation? If we look at society, we always fighting, we always beefing, always saying who got the most power, who got the most understandings, who got the most flow, who got the best drip, who got the best this, who got the best that. What's the next thing to be on top of? What's the next thing to do? What's the next trend? You know what I'm saying? All they're doing is doing it on a more, quote unquote, society mature level. And be like, okay, political's around. All right, let's sit back and be a little bit more mature. Or let's sit back and real deal, act like we got a real deal thinking cap on to see who real deal need to be in front of us and leading the country. So y'all real deal giving people, you feel me, torch bearers, and they don't have real wisdom. They have collective conscious, mature value, quote unquote mature value. They're acting like they have mature value and real deal beefing at the same time. So they're acting like almost parents. You feel me? So your parent be like, oh, he over there kicking that dog, mom. And be like, tell him don't kick it. And next time he kick it, beat him up. And your mama like, all right, bet. But your mama over there, and she like, you know what? I don't ain't much like pets, but I want to see my kid fight. I want to see my kid do this. I want to see, you feel what I'm saying? I want to see society real deal root for something that's needed. You know? Even though they be like, oh, society don't need to be doing this. Society don't need to be doing that. Okay. If society don't need to be doing this and that, where the opportunity is going to come from for us to eat? What opportunity is going to come from for actually make money? Now we got Trump. They be like, okay, Trump was actually making sense, but let's forget about the past. That's how they make y'all move. Let's forget about the past. What's going on right now? Trump said he going to raise money, but just 2020, he was talking about lowering it for the lower class. But now he's saying raise it for the upper class. Biden was just saying, you feel me, raise the money, feel me, from the whole society. But I'm a really give y'all money from the low perspective, the child perspective. I'm gonna give y'all more money, you know. This all happening with every single, like, it's all money game. Everybody want money. Everybody wants social status. Everybody want to, feel me, jump onto the next thing. They want their kids drip that. They be like, oh, you want your kid, you feel me? They say, look good, feel good. But you have wisdom. You want to have more authority. You want to have more might. And it is confusing because that's how they're building it to be. They're building it to be confusing. They're building it to be something that you actually got to look deep into, which nobody wants to do because they're focused on money. They're focused on rest. They're focused on feeling better. They're focused on drugs. You know what I'm saying? They're focused on being free from situations that they feel like that we could have controlled since we was young. But like I said, now Kamala, she's like, I'm going to raise money for the lower class. What Trump just did. What he was saying he was going to do 2020. But he has some political battles, some social battles that he has to fight, quote unquote, fight. And then we have, you feel me? We have Biden raising money, but also helping the lower class. Trump was pushing out the side class. You feel me? He was pushing out the immigrants. Biden is pushing out basically, I want to say, not too much of the middle class, but it's a class in there that really like, man, we really got opportunities that we want to get to. And you taking money from the food, and we like, man, bump it. Our parents, you feel me? It's a social view. Our parents said sacrifice and make sure things get fed. We're gonna pay our money to make sure we get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? But he said, here, I'm gonna give y'all money for the child. I'm gonna give y'all money for food. But what about people that don't qualify for it, but so close to a dream, so close to a new turn of the leaf, so close to something that's actually gonna improve them and improve the nation, but they can't get the money out, or they don't have the understandings to really give it out. Now we have Kamala, she's like, okay, I'm gonna give y'all housing. Y'all got food, I'm gonna give y'all housing. We finna give y'all entertainment. And we finna let people in from the borders. So guess what y'all just did? Y'all allowed them to slip in a social view. Y'all allowed them to slip in a social justice, quote unquote justice. Why are we even fighting for, you feel me, paying out people, helping people live, raising this here, raising this there, you know? Okay, this is how we should be looking at it. Okay, the past didn't clean up this situation. The past didn't clean up that situation. Let's give total view and awareness. Let's open up the Bible. Let's convict the people instead of really trying to convince the people. That's what is going on. Instead of convicting y'all, they're convincing y'all. Oh, he's not doing this. They're looking like this. They're making things feel like this. They're making things be like assumption of this. They're making things of being in the value of this. I'm more convinced that they will help this situation more than this situation. I'm convinced they'll help more this in the past than this in the past. No, the real situation should be, okay, the next thing to godliness is cleanliness. Like, why didn't they just use that instead of pinpointing one thing? They're eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs. Now, guess what's going on? Everybody's sitting there laughing. You funny. And people be like, man, look how he's like, you feel me? Like, it's just certain things, like, what does that even got to do with anything? Oh, she over here, we're going to take care of the pets. Make America great again. That's a slogan. That's a social boost of your mentality, of your spirit. Words are spirit. Emotions are spirit. Words, emotion, that's we. Words and emotion will get us, will get we. USA, United Sense. Our United Sense we are we. Us. We, us. Sue ill. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They really are taking value from people. They're really trying to create disapproval in a social mind. And they're not doing it just on a physical level, they're doing it on a spiritual level. They understand if we tweak their breath just a little bit, if we make them groan just a little bit and then place our in thought, place our social views, it's gonna run underground like everything already is. They're gonna make it run underground and disturb your mind. They're gonna disturb your conscience. They're gonna disturb something as you're going along in life. All because we have a social view. Who's gonna win this battle? Who's gonna win this fight? You know? And it's from fear. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's from the devil, you feel me? And me. And really, I'm in verse Apep, my brother, my twin brother named Apep, the God of disorder and chaos. Versus me, the God of social justice, the God of justice and totally. They're trying to improve, quote unquote, improve the likes of Apep. That's disorder and chaos. The slightest change, really gonna tweak things off. If y'all don't understand how things are, if y'all don't understand real justice power, real divine power, and when I'm not saying divine power like, oh, all high, almighty, all, you feel what I'm saying? But I am saying Allah is mighty. I am mighty. Allah. You must understand all of the laws in order to get into the view of divine power. Now, divine, let's go to, you feel what I'm saying? Look at this right here. I'm gonna show you from social. Look at these vines. The vine. We speak in you feel what I'm saying? We speak in words, we speak in terms that really connect to this, connect to this, connect to this. Divine power can also be used in a negative view, as above, so below, good versus evil. Good, you feel what I'm saying? So if I'm really using the vine to connect this, to swing to the next tree, to swing to the next tree, to swing to the next tree, because I'm in the person that's inner you, that's inside of you, the confidence, the knowledge, the wisdom, the perfection, the thought, the insight that's inside of you. Amen, Aman. Aman is the key to everything. Amen. Oming is the key to everything. It will put you in the next congruency of thought and matter. But guess what they did with the social view? Instead of saying Aman is key, they're saying money. They're taking away A and K. And guess what they're doing as AK? Real deal guns. Creating social boundaries of real deal discomfort. Real deal fighting with organizations. Real deal beef amongst nations. Beef amongst people. Real deal killed or get killed. That's how they're making this the government scene. That's how they're making politics scene. Are we gonna eat or not eat? Are we gonna survive or not survive? Are we gonna have money for the swag or not swag? And guess what everybody doing? They're like, oh, we're not gonna say, oh yeah, let's get this money right here so we can get swagged out, so we can get this and that. We needed to eat, we needed to have this, we needed to even though we do, we still gonna kick this money, you feel me, to a political view. To when I say political, you really gonna be like, man, I wanna poll on how you feel me? How good I look. And guess what that is? That's really a tick standard. Because somebody gonna walk past you, more jewelry on, more this and that. Because guess what? They have more opportunities from the past because their people seen it. And they be like, man, we don't know what to say to these individuals, but we know what to do. Because our ancestors already don't even play like that. They already, you feel me? They already put us in a value. So we're gonna move like this. We're gonna be more dripped out. And they be like, oh, you know what? And it's gonna be so convincing. Like, let me get inside that drip culture real quick. Let me stand out there and not people looking at